What's up, Jared? What's up, Kim? 7 years ago, I lost 2 little brothers in one day. All to the black magic, man. All to the cool, to the propaganda, to the escapism, to the devil's recipe. You know, I have decided that the Outwitting the Devil programs, the Outwitting the Devil masterwork of Napoleon Hill is a prerequisite to doing anything with me, right? I need everybody to triple down on the basics. You know, you just haven't been through enough if you don't know that you've got to triple down on the basics. You've got to have these hardcore, mandatory writings in stone, right? Because if you don't, you're not growing, you're dying. It is discipline and strength that allows us to rise. You know, you can slither around that ground level all day if you want. That's what most people do. They go with the current, electrical water. Current takes the easier routes, right? We're trying to go beyond the natural thing. Isn't that what makes us human? You know what I mean? That we've got a willpower and an intelligence and so many of the things that we take for granted that we can combine and apply to master visions, master growths, master creations, constructions. I mean, come up with an idea and create an enterprise that leverages or provides. You know, Napoleon Hill also says everything should be win-win. I'm just gonna fast forward through a few things here, you know? But if you get stuck on something that's on a billboard or what's cool with the herd, I mean, take it from a naturalist who lived in nature and freed himself from humanity's. I just can't take it anymore, you know, I still can't. And I know there's a lot of you that are in my same shoes. And if we fail to build the discipline against what's propagandized to us, what's made cool, and we find out that cool culture is not our own. And I remember being a person who actually wanted to go to prison, or figured he was going to go, didn't want, but figured that's where he was headed no matter what. Look where I am now. Everybody figured I was headed there, actually. People are surprised I'm not there now and I'm still alive. People are very, very surprised. Many people in many different cities. They know, and I have been living on the edge this whole time, you know. And I must be a Jedi, because I can show you better than I can tell you. If you're not afraid, you know, if you think somebody. Now that's what happened. Now everybody today, if I bring you truth, you think I'm a threat, and I am, because you're living a lie, right? So psychology, we could just use the word metaphysical health. Let's just say that's what psychology is, isn't it? Our metaphysical health, the health of this metaphysical situation that controls this physical situation, you know, that place of ideas. We could call that cosmos almost, couldn't we? You know, this stuff isn't esoteric, it is scientific, but you have to go beyond the bounds of modern controlled, delusioned science. What delusioned science? Well, that's arguable. You could say, it's human egos. You know, I'll get a PhD and you still suck, but you've got a PhD so you can talk. What do you say? And we go by that, right? And we all have to go by that. The system's flawed, so all the produce is gonna be flawed, right? Monoculture is never gonna produce good food. It's never gonna produce good food, ever. That's not what a monoculture produces. And the people who own the monocultures don't eat the monoculture food either. I showed this species, once you can actually learn all these different species. Highly toxic, don't plant it around your kids. Alamanda, you can make a bitters off of that flower. Probably mix it with vimpacetines from the periwinkle and oil of oregano and avoid heart attack by closure and stroke, and keep open a lot of other vital systems areas that, if become blocked, will start to create many different issues and problems. A lot of you are eating so much trash that's not coming out until next Thursday. That's where the problem starts. You can actually eat high volumes. Everybody argues, you're gonna go to the ground with your teeth. Yeah, you will if you put your teeth into the wrong stuff all day. If you don't know what you're doing, because you didn't live in nature long enough, or listen to someone who did pay attention to nature very deeply and understands the system, as Einstein told us. I don't know how many mouth sounds I can chalk this up for you guys. I can show you better than I can tell you, but you're all too afraid to get out of your comfort zones. You know what I mean? The best benefit in life is plane tickets, and half of you all only been on a plane 10 times in your whole life. You should be exploring the entire world, you know what I mean? Jeez Louise. Columbus would have cut his foot off to be able to do what you can do and don't. I'm just playing. But it's funny. But let me talk about some real thing here where we're all mentally trapped. I made a hardcore video earlier. It was fun too, for the Demon Slayer channel. I'll put it in a link below. And I mean, let's just take this idea on for trials. Let's just try this idea on for size, right? What if we actually did what if we just picked a liar? Like, we know this person's lying. It's gonna cost us to go like gruesomely call them out or whatever. Or maybe not even that. Like, I know a guy who mistreats his wife or children or whatever. Seriously bad right there down the street in my local vicinity, which could possibly be my karmic debt if I don't tell this dude, hey, listen, man, I really pray for you in the name of Jesus Christ every day, or whatever, something. You don't have to be aggressive. You can be very, very high-minded. I'll just use the highest model, right? Like, this isn't a religious channel, but whatever, Hey, I pray for you every day, because I know it's just your lower version is winning over your higher version, and you don't want to be this person, and you want to get past this person. And I think you could do it, but you have to just start taking different actions. We're creatures of habit. You're going to have to start changing your habits. You're going to have to start changing your thoughts, right? You're going to have to change your thoughts to change your habits. You're going to have to change your intentions. You're going to have to change all this metaphysical stuff, right? And you're going to have to look at a wider berth of the cosmos. Of imagination is more important than knowledge, even. Another Einstein drop. And you're going to have to just say, you know what? All these people say they have all the answers, but none of them really do. Why can't we just say we don't have all the answers and look to the grand teacher and say, and look to the mirror and say, what's wrong? What can I fix? Instead of what can I teach or whatever. And I know I'm on here teaching. Or like, what can I do to get seriously ahead of my old self? Maybe you go to nature for a long time. That's the real jungle gym, let me tell you, you know. At first, maybe you'll last 3 days, you know. Maybe a week and a half. Some of you experienced campers. And then, after some time, maybe you can go 25 days, you know, with what you pack out. And you can learn to be really resourceful. Maybe after some time when you do the reps, man, I mean, maybe you're close to what really might be technically a baby boo-boo step 1 to being a human. Being able to self-sustain. You know what I mean? That's a crazy idea. Having food and power grids. I wrote this. It's in an Amazon link. It's $14 down below. It's a rough right now. You want to help with a revision? Or you want to sit there and be a couch critic? Who are you? You're going to have to change your thoughts. You're going to have to change your intentions. You're going to have to change your habits. You really want to be a Jedi? This ain't a joke, man. Or is it? Because if it is, the joke's on you, dude. The joke's on you. You don't want to become a product of your own fakeness. And that is your own weakness. Remember, all these mouth sounds, don't really begin to describe what it is. If you're not strong enough, and I'm a cultivator, I'm telling you, we came here to get strong. If you're not strong enough, if you're not focused enough, you will never be free from the psyop. You will never be free from a schematic that someone created and put out here. Likely some very hardcore up intelligence, you know. And I'm welcoming arguments from people who are not psyoped. From people who went and cleansed themselves, who purified through habits, intentions. You know what I mean? And I'm figuring loyalty to Jesus, or go out in nature for 8 years like I just did, and and then come back and see how full of it everybody is, and how you don't want to listen to pretty much any of these people, and even the ones you do think you want to listen to for a minute. Oh, whoa, look at that. Wow, that was just the worst, the last one I want to listen to, and the best one at deception. And it's all princes and princesses of deception. People look at me when I tell them, man, I'm never going to tell the fucking lie again, to myself, to anyone else. You know what I mean? So that God sees that, and then he sees, oh shit, look, that's the only one. Oh, look, here's one of the only fucking 10 on this planet who can do it. Such an excellent opportunity, isn't it? People are like, yeah, you're whatever, you're full of shit. They look at me, I'm just like, yeah, you're just another one. That's why. You can't get this into your mind because it's not in your mind. You got to get something else into your mind, ladies and gentlemen, for you to be able to upgrade. You know? I care if I come back and I slap the living dog shit out of you and you haven't progressed nowhere near what I have. That is respect. I don't even care to slap the dog shit out of no one. And I mean that metaphorically. No mouth sound can begin to communicate what I would want someone to do for me if they were valiant enough to get out of shit and I was still stuck in a psyop, in a psychoschematic of ridiculous, pathetic worminess, when I have a fucking Spartan potential out here. Whatever word, whatever reference, whatever. Maybe it never really existed anymore. But you know what I mean? You know, if you come out here and do the Jedi training all day long, you know what I mean? Maybe you can operate. I mean, come on. And now, so I'm going to put some dynamic links too. Oh, yeah. The genius in all of us, all right? Activate that shit, man, through action, the language of action. That is the code. That is the programming code, you know, is what you do. Are you honorable? What your intentions are, everything. Your intentions are everything. So I'm going to put links in the descriptions below for everything from intentions to the benefits of working with the highest growth rate ecology ever. This is where the planet would heal from. This is where you can heal from. This is where we can build a healing culture from and get more people out of the psyop. And that's true love for our brothers and sisters right there. I don't judge no one. I'm not mad at nobody. I don't hate nobody. They hate me. Fucking, I can hear the shit through the damn ether, bro, because we've been clipped. Our wings have been clipped. Once you get out of the psyop, once you get into the realest world there is, and I love the real world too. I'll put a link below for that as well. I'm a council member because I got that code hoping that it could benefit my daughter. I was going to give it to her, but I couldn't even give her $1,000 into her bank account. Like every 18-year-old knows, no one can steal out of your bank with your number. They can only deposit into it, right? But whatever, anyway. That's because of a psyop. You can fuck people for years and years and years by psyoping them, If I was cognated that way, if I wanted to turn around and go to the dark side, you know what I mean? Which fuck, who knows, man? It's only going to be my discipline, my habits, and my commitment level to fucking honesty and valiance, what I'm trying to tell you. And to teach us to know better. But whatever, I'm just your fellow journeyman. I want to say that in every episode, I love everybody. I want to help everybody. That's why I make this video now. The only reason I came on the internet in the beginning was for one person. I have put together vital elements, believe me, no time paid on that can kind of upgrade your health. I don't know what's going on. I recommend activated carbon water filters. The gravity-fed ones are the most naturally filled. They really, really work. You can smell the difference. It's very basic technology. If you think about it, your city water system should have a service-side water filter. To some of you, this sounds like crazy talk, don't it? And that's probably the some of you that's being affected by 52 pharmaceutical chemicals found consistently throughout the U.S. water supply. Because, man, some of you make content about the zombie apocalypse, and I'm just like, yep, it is what it is. Thank you for calling it out, man, because all these are the ... I'll let you come up with the mouse sound that you want to use for them. Need to catch up or just definitely shut the up. Because if you don't have the Jedi knowledge, please, shh. Be quiet. We have enough noise. And all that noise is actually intentional noise. So now's the time, ladies and gentlemen. Lots of links below. You know what you got to do, whether it's come here or whatever it is. But have you done it yet? Are you procrastinating? What if I told you you've got 10 hours to live to get that shit done? Because you do. Because you ain't living like the way you are right now. You've got 10 hours to do that thing that's screaming at you right now that you don't want to do, that you're afraid to do, that the cosmos have been screaming at you to do for years. You've got 10 hours to fucking do it right now. Or else that's just another 10 hours you're not living, man. That's another 10 hours you don't have control over your mind. Something else does. And if it has control over your mind, it has control over your body. And that's why you look like a Jerry Springer person, just like everybody you've been around. Also, because everything is contagious. You have to cut the sandbags to fly, ladies and gentlemen. You are the sum of the 5 people you hang out with. That is a true statement. So use that to your advantage and get around 5 billionaires, excuse me. I promise you can do it. There's so many Ninja, Jedi, Mission Impossible, badass things for you to pursue, but you're sitting there gossiping about the person who's way ahead of you. You love Braveheart in the movie, but when he's sitting right next to you, you hate on him. You can't fucking like his video if you wanted to, because you're a product of all this shit I'm telling you. I mean, this is probably the most liberational, realest, truest shit on the internet right now. If you found it, it was cosmically guided to you. And if you fail, hopefully that failure becomes a success later, because I'll tell you the truth. Success is just a stack of failures. Success is just a stack of failures. It's 1,000 swings. And oh shit, you just connected with that one. It's 1,000 more swings. I'm giving you the real numbers here. It's 1,000 more swings. Oh shit. it's a million more swings. I'm knocking it out of the park 2 out of 5. All right? Real numbers here. If you want to knock it out of the park, you better start getting badass written all over you with every moment you've got. And every time someone gossips or makes up some imaginary evil or bullshit about how they are this and they are that and this person is that and this if you switch that time, if you just put Napoleon Hill or Carl Jung in your headphones and put those in your ears and look at the person, you will be helping yourself and you'll be helping them. And you'll be helping them. We came here to get strong. If you get strong, you see a little plant grow up strong. Every plant close to it is competing for the light and following that example. So let's just say I import a plant of 4 feet. All the grass in 1 week will be higher around that import because it's got that thing casting a shadow and it's got to get it right. So you liberate us all by liberating yourself. And we are not free until we're all free. And that's the truth of the matter. And you want to be able to walk in and out of all the zones and not be burned by one single temperature. All right, guys, have a wonderful day. And check out the links below in the description. Like, follow, subscribe, share. Share with somebody who needs to hear it. Now, we're supporting and helping the true statements in a world of bullshit that's trying to make us weaker and winning. Hooah. Hooah. Let's go.